What up, though? We're going to wrap this thing up today, ladies and gentlemen. AFC North, our final division talk for the season before the regular season kicks off. And what is my biggest story to kick off the NFL season? Maybe a surprise, maybe not. We'll find out. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is up? What is up? What is up? What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Hopefully you are feeling good today. I know I am. And welcome to the Wait a Minute show with your man, Jelani JB Bodie. I'm in the building and I'm rolling solo today, ladies and gentlemen. So Mo has the day off. You're stuck with me. That should be all right, right? Yeah, it's all right. So thank you for joining. And we got, you heard me earlier, I was talking about the AFC North, where we got Ravens, got Bengals, got Steelers, and we got Browns. So I'm going to talk about that division to wrap up all of our division talk. But before I do that, I was talking about probably the biggest storyline. What do I think would be the biggest storyline to kick off the NFL season? So I got to preface it that there's a little bit of an tad bit of an if there, but it's going to stay with the Micah Parsons and the Dallas Cowboys situation. So you heard me talk about that before. If you haven't, check that video out that I dropped. But where we're at now, I'm going to say I'm still sticking to my guns because what I've said is how Jerry and them, how they handle the situation. Everybody always get their deal last minute. We saw CD get his deal last second. We saw Dak get his deal last second. So I'm still going to roll with the thought process of that's how that's going to happen. But if that does not happen, I'm just going to go ahead and say it right now. The biggest storyline that will be the talk of the town will be after the first 2 weeks, because the Dallas Cowboys open up the season against the Philadelphia Eagles, and then they play the Giants, two divisional opponents. And I'm going to go and say it now. They'll go 0-2 without Michael Parsons, and everybody's going to be pointing the finger at Jerry Jones. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And I said, if, again, I'm saying that Michael is going to be there, but by chance, if they don't get these numbers right, if they don't get the deal done, and Micah actually sits out games, they're going 0-2, and then everybody's going to go crazy. The sports world is going to be going crazy, bro. So that's my story. Comment out there if you got something else that you think is going to be the biggest story to kick off the season, or if you want to comment on what I just said, you can as well. I know what you're thinking. You're like, the Giants, Jelani? Really? The Giants, JB? Yes. I would not put it past them that Russell Wilson goes in there and shocks the world with Malik Neighbors and some other guys and beat the Cowboys. So divisional opponents are always different. Divisional opponents, different. But let's move on. And I told you we're going to wrap this thing up with divisional talk. And how we've been doing this is how we see the lay of the land, how this is playing out, who's going to win the division. And I'm going to say, I think, other than maybe folks in Cleveland, I'm going to say Cleveland is not going to win the division. I think Cleveland has a lot of things that they need to work out. They do have pieces there with Myles Garrett. They drafted Mason Graham, and on that defensive side, they are not too bad. I just really think on the offensive side, they're really trying to figure this thing out. You got the Shadur, you got the Dylan, you got the Joe, you got the Judkins. He's not even in camp yet right now because they're waiting on what the NFL is going to say about his situation that he had off the field. So I just think there's a lot of moving parts, for the Cleveland Browns. Now, I think this goes down to a three-person race. Obviously, you know who the three teams is. And I'm going to say in third, I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers, right? But I'm going to say this. I'm going to say all three makes the playoffs. That's a bold statement. So all three makes the playoff. But I think Pittsburgh finished third with the addition of Aaron Rodgers. That is going to stabilize that quarterback situation. There's not going to be another quarterback coming in to replace Aaron Rodgers. They're going to ride and die with whatever happens to Aaron Rodgers if he's out there on that field. You got a new guy in DK Metcalf, and TJ Watt, he got his deal. Cameron Hayward, I don't know what's going to happen, with him. He wants a new deal. I still think he's going to play. So I like Pittsburgh. They got Jalen Ramsey. They have a team, but we know with this division they beat up on each other. So I'm going to say that the Steelers finished third. So this is going to come down to the Bengals and the Ravens, right? And I know you're thinking, like, how could you put the Bengals in this conversation either first or third? Because their defense, Trey Hendrickson, is still not in camp. They haven't, paid him. He's looking for a new deal. We're going to look at the Bengals. It's going to be the same situation. Then you look at the Baltimore Ravens as well. Had an awesome season, awesome regular season. Things just happened, not to play out the way that they wanted in the postseason. But they're bringing pretty much everyone back. And then they added some other pieces by picking up Jair Alexander to help out with that defense. Derrick Henry, he keeps beating Father Time. So can he beat Father Time once again? Will he slow down? I don't really think so. I don't think he'll have the season that he had last season, but I don't think he has to have that season for it to be a productive season for Derrick Henry. But I do think he'll beat Father Time once again this year. Lamar's a year older, a year wiser. You still got Mark Andrews and Likely and so forth. So you got a lot of guys, on this team. A lot of high power in Baltimore, a lot of high power in Cincinnati with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. We saw what he did. Cincinnati brought back T. Higgins and Jamar, so I'm glad that they did that. But to decide who wins this division, I'm going to edge it out to Baltimore. I do believe that Cincinnati defense will be better. They can't be any worse than what they were the previous year. Going head to head, though, going up against, divisional opponent, it can't be and Cincinnati, they got to prove it. They have to prove that they don't get off to these slow starts. It happens every year. So until that changes, I really can't put them in the driver's seat to win the division. Now, if they start off 2-0, that's going to be crazy because it's going to put a lot of people on notice. But they've, past 3-4 years, they've been digging themselves out of the hole each and every year. So I got to see them, do that. So maybe it wasn't that hard of a pick. Well, I guess it could be because Cincinnati, Pittsburgh, they will challenge Baltimore. I think Baltimore won 14 games, if I remember correctly, 13 or 14 games. So the winner of this division, I think they will have 13 games, and then everyone else, you have 12 and 11. Is that possible? We'll see. But those are my choices. I got the Ravens, Bengals, Steelers, and then the Browns, right? So if you got any division opponents that you want to tell me about before the season starts, so maybe I'll mention it here on the show. I can do that. But other than that, that's our wrap up for the show. Clean and easy, simple. Next week, we won't be here because it will be Labor Day weekend. I'm going to take some time, chill with the family, and gear up for football because it's all system go after that. Okay, so get ready. It's going to be a crazy NFL season. Then, the NBA will be jumping in on the tail end. We'll be around Christmas and all that stuff. I'll be talking about the toy drive. Don't wait. It'll be there. You don't have to worry. And other things as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, man. For your man, Jelani JB Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Two things as always. Stay positive and push forward. Peace.